Today, I wanted to talk about a cool new pen that I came across. First of all, my apologies for not uploading for a while. I was actually moving across the country with my family, including a 1-year-old, so that was fun, but glad to be settled in and back to talking a bit about pens for fun. So today I want to talk about this Platinum Preppy. As you may notice, it doesn't really look like any other Platinum Preppy, at least any other that I've come across. So wanted to tell you about why I think this is a really cool pen. So first of all, in terms of pens, as much as anyone, I get excited about fancy pens, expensive sailors, other Japanese pens, the Pilot Custom Urushi when they come out with a new color that's impossible to get. But I get more excited about pens that do cool innovations or offer cool things on the less expensive, the more inexpensive side of things. It really excites me. So I have a couple of examples of what I mean. So this is, for those of you who know me, this is my favorite inexpensive pen, the Pilot Kokuyo. Great pen already, but several years ago, they came out with a demonstrator version, which really changed the look and feel of the pen. And I thought this was super cool for that under $15 price point. Later on, they offered this, which is the same pen, but it has an extra fine nib. So an extra fine, really consistent, high performing nib from in a pen style that I really like for under 15 bucks. I thought that was really amazing. Another example of this is the Lamy Safari Rollerball. Now this, as many of you know, I don't tend to use fountain pens for work very often. I find this particular pen really great for in terms of a balance, in terms of being comfortable. It easily fits a Japanese gel pen refill, which is the type of gel ink or rollerball ink that I like to use. And I just think this is a lot of fun for, you can easily find these for under $20. And honestly, I've used this more regularly than more expensive pens like the Lamy 2000 rollerball, which, I just tend to be more excited about these inexpensive pens that are more accessible, that offer a lot for the money. So I did a video of the Preppy already. This is the Preppy I have used most in the past. I picked this up maybe 5 years ago from Hong Kong at a stationery store for next to nothing. And it's no secret that I'm a big fan of the Preppy. However, I've always not been a huge fan of the way the Preppy looks. I found the pen to be a bit childish, a bit, just a bit cartoony. This is actually one of the more subdued types of designs. I've seen much worse on the Preppy, but it just looks like a cheap disposable pen with the barcode sort of printed on. And that was really the only main complaint I had about the Preppy. Now, this version with in collaboration with Kokuyo, so this is made for Kokuyo by Platinum. This fixes all of those issues. So I'll talk you through this pen and show you how it writes, but I wanted to start out by just getting this out of the way. This is a $7 pen, so it retails for, and that's the retail price. That's not the street price. The retail price is like $7 in Japan. So that, maybe inside baseball a bit, but that basically means Kokuyo likely sourced this from Platinum for less than $2. And Platinum needs to make a margin on that. So in terms of the material quality, it feels like, a $7 pen. There's no getting around that. And if you Take a look closely. If you look at the lines from the injection molding, you feel like the thinness of the plastic. It's a really cheap material. It feels like a $7 pen. It is a $7 pen. There's no getting around that. But that's no different from any other Platinum Preppy. What is different is that by making this cream colored sort of solid white, it hides the spring up here, which I always thought was a bit of an eyesore in the past. It gets away from using these. It looks less like a disposable toy pen. The translucent clip was something I was never a fan of on the Preppy, and I think this solid white color just looks nicer. The printing in this gray color I think is quite classy, more classy than any $7 pen has any right being, and I think that looks really quite good. And the barcode was conveniently on a sticker that I've since removed. So I think this pen doesn't have any differences in performance to a regular Preppy, but in just changing the color of the plastic outside and changing how the branding is applied to the color of the branding, I think it really changes the look and feel of the Preppy. And I honestly like this pen a lot more than the other Preppies I own. And I even like it more than pens like the, what is it called? The Platinum Prefontaine or whatever that next level up from a Preppy is, which costs more than this pen, by the way. So I really think that you're getting a solid deal for the asking price of this pen. So I thought this was pretty cool and just wanted to make a short video and show this to you. I will show you how it writes. It doesn't write any different than any other Preppy, and full disclosure, this is actually not the nib that came with this pen. I prefer platinum nibs, platinum medium nibs for the Preppy rather than the fine. So the fine writes like this. This is the platinum fine. And Platinum calls this the 0.3. And the one I have in here is Platinum So this is the medium nib, and this is the 0.5. And you see there's a substantial difference in the thickness of how these write. So in case you're curious, this is Platinum Red. It's just an ink cartridge that I found lying around. And Tomoe River is the paper. One note about the Preppy. I find, as with other inexpensive Japanese fountain pens, the nibs on the Preppies to be very consistent. They perform very well, except on highly textured paper. So one type of paper, I use a lot of Tomoe River. I use a lot of Muji paper. Those are fine. I also enjoy using Midori paper, so the Midori MD notebooks, and Preppy pens have never worked well for me on Midori notebooks. Every time I try to write with them on a Midori notebook, they dry out after a few lines, and there's skipping and hard starts and all that. And I don't think it's a problem with the pen. I just think it's, for some reason, these nibs don't tend to work well on Midori paper. But other than that, really pleasant writer. It's $7, and the normal Preppy, I think this one was less than $5 if I remember. They're great pens, and this version for Kokuyo, it really fixes a lot of the cosmetic, I wouldn't say issues, but just not, the cosmetic parts of the Preppy that really weren't to my taste. I think it really addresses some of that. So great pen, and really exciting collaboration for Kokuyo, especially for the money. If you're watching this video, you probably have a couple Preppies lying around. So this is a pretty cool one to add to the rotation. Anyway, hope that was fun. Thanks.